Good evening, this is Kuro. Got another Battleship game in my Republique, going over the matchmaking, looking at Double Thunder, Double Yamato, Des Moines Henry, Hindenburg, Zal, Smolensk, and a bunch of torpedo spamming destroyers, Sommers, and Double Shimakaze. So, the lesson for this game is going to be predominantly about crossfire. This game is going to probably look a little awkward to people that aren't familiar with the concept of crossfire with battleships, and it basically starts out. Take a look at how we spawn. We've got Yamato, Montana up at C cap. We've got the Thunder on B cap. I'm gonna try to hang down here near A cap. Now, I'm already a little skeptical. I've got my Zows already peeling off for B cap, and that's going to control kind of how deep that I go. And um, I'm going to basically gauge the how deep I go based on the amount of support that I have here. And right now, basically, I'm on a really light flank. So, got my detection circle enabled, and this is about good for me right here. This is pretty conservative position. If I get spotted or something like that, I still have room to kite back. Because again, I don't really know what's down here. Could be half the enemy teams, going crazy down here and just not gonna stop. They're gonna run right through A cap, and I need to be prepared for that. And that's what I'm holding my speed boost for. I can outrun any of these battleships and actually most of these cruisers on speed boost. So that's gonna be, kind of my get out of jail free card. I guess now would be a good time to talk about different battleships play styles. And you've got battleships that play more like an anchor, like your Yamatos, where they take a more stationary position and um, they basically can rely on overmatch and things like that to blast their way through, armor regardless of angle. You have other battleships that are more like the Hammer. Montana, definitely Republique. Um, I would say Thunderer is one as well. That you rely more on moving around the map and getting those good angles of fire. Using your concealment or whatever um, to use to your advantage. Now, I take a really speculative shot here. I just see this Des Moines turning out, and I'm just gonna send it because he's a high priority target, and if I happen to get any sort of good damage on him, um, that's a huge benefit for the team. But now you can start to see kind of why I'm coming out here, and that is I'm trying to get angles on anything pushing towards B cap to support the enemy DDs there. So you look at it here. Um, I've got a Thunderer. Yeah, I've got two Thunderers and a Yamato that are pushing in towards A cap, and that's telling me, that I should be expecting a significant force on A eventually. But I've got this Hindenburg that's given me quite a bit of broadside that I'm gonna try to line this shot up, and I'm putting myself in good position. I think I just pulled the trigger too fast. Didn't see that he was slowing down, and he slows up a bit. And I basically am going to come back in here. I see him slowing up, and I'm just going to take the shot, expecting him to speed back up. And I think that's probably well, actually, looking at the minimap, I think he does speed up, but I only get an overpen. I had switched my focus to the Zhao and this Shima here. DD's spotted, shoot the DD. Do get a clip the DD a little bit, and that's something that just helps my gearing. Um, those little chip shots like that on a DD can make a good bit of difference. Now, right here, I'm just going to take the time, you know, look at the basic arithmetic. Look at all this red down here. It's just me, the Thunderer, and the gearing down here. We can't hold this. So what I'm going to do, I'm preparing to get ready to kite. I'm going to use all this smoke and stuff right now. Let my gun bloom drop off, and I'm going to complete this turnaround, and then I'm just going to resume looking at targets back in here while I start this slow kite back up here, and kind of think of it as kind of like I'm acting like the rear guard for my team, and the entire time I want to be a threat to anything that's trying to bow tank. You look at all my ships here. Anything trying to bow tank these guys or angle directly away from them, they're going to open broadsides to me. So I'm going to be looking here a lot for shots. And that right there is crossfire. I'm using all of these cruisers and stuff down here to potentially force people to angle at them, and then I'll come in and hit them from the side. So this game's going to get a relatively slow start, just because it's taken the enemy team a long time to kind of get into position. But Thunder, 23 kilometers, it's a long shot for me. Still not used to these guns. Um, Still don't think I even have 6 or 7 games in this ship. Um, so still a learning process. I get a little piece of him, but honestly, I think I could do better. Taking another poke at him, and those are the types of shots that I'm looking at, and um, I'm starting to slow up because I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a push here that materializes, and then we've got the Thunderer that pops up. I know there's a Zao down here somewhere. There's the Zao shots coming through the smoke right now. Land a decent chunk on the Thunderer. Now this was just a sneak shot here. I saw a cruiser sitting somewhat broadside. It's a Smolensk. He's a high DPM threat. It looks to me like I can shoot over the island, at least according to the indicator. I'm gonna take the shot and get an overpen. Um, but it's one of those things. If I land a significant hit on that ship, um, that's really beneficial to my team right there. Taking a shot at the Thunderer, maybe you get lucky and finish him off. Unlikely at this range. I mean, he's 26 kilometers out. But you can see, I'm just, playing cautious, um, using my HP. Now I'm gonna make a misplay right here, and the misplay, I'm doing it right now, and that is I'm gonna start turning in, and I want you to see what that's gonna have, the effect it's gonna have on any crossfire I have. Right now, if this Yamato comes around this island or this island, he's basically in a crossfire between me and the Thunderer. Not that great of a crossfire at this angle, but it's enough of an angle that you can get some decent stuff in the superstructure. Um, and I'm turning in, and that's because I'm looking to shoot this Zao. Henry. Yes, my Henry. Okay, Jingles. Um, Republique is really good at punishing cruisers. It overmatches a lot of the 30 millimeter, well, all the 30 millimeter armor and stuff like that on cruisers. So Zao is actually a really squishy target for this to shoot at if I can get close enough in where I can hit the guy reliably. Now, this is this is part of the misplay. We've started pushing in, and yes, we could be putting a lot more firepower in towards B cap, but the problem is the enemy team is starting to push around the flank right here. So I'm gonna start kiting back again. I know that this Yamato's an issue. He's close enough that, I mean, 32 millimeter overmatch. He's gonna kind of have his way with me no matter how I angle. Um, he's gonna be able to do consistent pin damage like that to me. He is showing me a fair bit of broadside as well, and I'm able to return the favor. But typically, I don't think trading with a Yamato in this sort of circumstance is a great plan. So I'm trying to do what I can to mitigate damage. I think slowing up there put that shot into my more into my superstructure where I think he got some more overpins and not actual pins. Repair the two fires from the Zao, and really right here you're looking, this is a critical time for me because not only have I used my damage control, I've used my repair party, and this is a really dangerous period in time for a battleship because you've lost both of your damage mitigation techniques are they're on cooldown right now. Honestly, I switched to HE there to see if I could jumpstart some fires. I'm not like an AP or HE on Republique, so I'm gonna be. I think for the most part, I'm gonna be sticking with AP, just as I learn these guns more and more. So this Zao is really starting to chase me right now, so I'm gonna turn my guns and start to focus this guy. But I want to watch what this little turnout does over time. Yes, it took my gun off target, but this Yamato sees me angle away. He's gonna stop shooting at me. He's gonna start focusing on these guys, and then I'm gonna make a move here where I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna start pushing the Zao. Um, and the effect that I'm trying to have here is, okay, we've got Yamato, we've got Thunder, we've got heavy AP threat right down this bearing for the entire enemy team. They all have to kind of respect that angle. What I want to do, I want to spin around and I want to drive right down here as quick as I can, and I'm gonna get speed boosts back again in a minute 5. But I'm going to speed down here, and the idea is I want to try to open up the broadside on everything that's either trying to push in here or they're, bow tanking and trying to reverse out. I basically want to rush right down here and just run everything down and get some shots. So right now, trying to get the Zao off my back, get 2 decent pins there, get my front guns back into the fight. And again, just going to take another lead. That Zao seems like he's ignoring me. And that Yamato gets torped by my gearing. That is huge for me. And that's going to open up me able to rotate through here and really start to push this hard. Just popped my other repair. Again, keep that HP up. Absolutely critical that you keep burning those repairs. Even if they're not a full repair, you you use them if it looks like, you know, too long is going by in the game, because uh, you should be cycling through all of those repairs, because the last thing you want to do is get down towards the end of the battle and still have, you know, 3 or 4 repair parties that you haven't been able to use. That's, you know, aggression and damage and everything just left on the table. So I popped my speed boost here, and this is the start of me really starting to put pressure on this flank. And it doesn't seem like the Thunderers realize what's coming yet. I think the Zhao does. I'd Citadel'd the Zhao just as he went dark. I know he's low. Zhao's not going to be able to run away from me, especially if he's going to try to torp me or anything like that. My gearing nukes the one of the Thunderers. I.e. the Zhao torp, and again, Zhao making it easy, turning to try to torp me. Just getting run down right here. I know he's torping right now. I should have aimed that second shot up a little higher. That's a misplay on my behalf. Now what I'm going to do with the next volley, I'm going to put the bow turret into the Zhao, and I'm going to try to clean up the Thunderer. And what I'm doing here, I'm waiting for this second set of Zhao torps, and there they are. I'm waiting for the second. Okay, now that they're spotted, all right, let's clean up that Thunderer. And again, now you can see the effect of the push in full effect. Take a look at my position with this Yamato. We're at almost a perfect 90-degree angle to that Thunderer. And this is the effect that good crossfire has. You've got the Yamato, he's, you know, bow tanking, he's being the anchor, he's forcing this Thunder to angle at him, and I'm just using my speed advantage to drive right up the flank and get the shots and, you know, start finishing some of this stuff off. Able to put down the Thunderer. Now the damage is starting to stack up now. My Yamato is able to take out the Zhao. And again, the Zhao's crossfired too. I mean, the Zhao's angling at me, and the Yamato comes in and cleans his clock. And that's just really good synergy right there. That's what you get with the crossfire. Now, I'm going to start pushing in here. Was trying to see if I could get an angle on this Yamato. Honestly, I think I turn in a little too much. I should be coming right down this line here. Sorry, my headset dies right now, so got to try to get that plugged back in. But I see this Yamato right here. He's starting to make a play. I know he's going to try to poke this Des Moines.
Mic on.
Thank you.
Battery.
Thank you, Janet. So, what I'm going to do, you're going to see me actually turn out, and what I'm doing here, I'm trying to open up more angle on this Yamato, that if he wants to push in here, he's going to get caught in the crossfire trap as well. You look at my Yamato coming in here. I know that my reload right now is so fast that, you know, I'm just leaving damage on the table if I'm just waiting for this Yamato to turn in. But I'm going as quick as I can. You can see how I'm turned out right now. And I'm really trying to open up that crossfire. This Yamato, he's got a shot at the enemy Yamato's cheek. So you're going to start to see this Yamato angle in And when that happens, it's really going to start to open things up for me. You can see he's starting to angle in right now. I can't shoot worth a damn. And now I've got the angle that I want. Gonna line that up and make sure I'm sending that correctly. I think one of the things that I need to do, I need to slow down a little bit and just take that extra split second to really make sure I've aimed that shot. And I think I'd see my damage numbers go up. But at this point, I know there's nothing left on the enemy team. As soon as I get undetected, I go on ahead, pop damage control. Um, his last shot's in the air. I'm still immune to fires right now. No fuss, no muss. And I'm just going to push down here. I'm trying to hope maybe I can get a follow-up shot or something on him. But just going to start the summary of this game. This game really started off slow, and it I basically was looking to see, where the enemy team was going to go, and then just try to outmaneuver them. And that's exactly what happened with this game. Um, Managing my HP, um, not staying in a fight with the Yamato. Um, that frankly, I'm probably going to lose that. Maybe if I'm a little better with my guns, I might be able to drive those shots home and actually land them. Watch me totally mislead this shot. This is a Henry I'm shooting at on speed boost. Would have been nice to hit that. But at the end of the day, the guns are starting to click for me a little bit more. Um, Still not where I really want to be yet, especially with the longer shots. Um, it's just something that I'm gonna have to just keep working at. 164,000 damage, 2 kills, 2K base XP. Um, this is more of a solid game with Republique. This is what I would consider um, good performance for a battleship. And this game it looks a little different where I'm just kind of out on my own, but I'm using the threat from my guns uh, to really start you know capitalizing um, on situations where the enemy team, ideally you don't want to leave the enemy anywhere that they can safely angle. Um, and if I would have been a little more accurate, say I clipped that Des Moines earlier on, say I hit that Hindenburg twice, uh, with decent volleys both times, this is easy a 200K game. And those shots could have had much more impact on the game. And that's where, you know, my deficiencies as a Battleship player really is coming home to roost. Right now, you look at it, and my effective range is probably somewhere around 18 to 20 kilometers with the ship right now. And it's a matter of understanding what your effective range is and trying to work inside that effective range. You don't want to just be constantly taking shots from um, ranges that you're not going to be able to hit because it's beyond your effective range as a player. You're just not going to land those shots unless you get lucky, and you end up mostly being ineffective. Um, so this game really was slow to develop, but it really started to develop where once I started that final push and really slammed the door shut on the enemy, and that's why I'm pulling this video because um, it's a really good example of positioning your battleship uh, to crossfire enemy ships. You don't need to be um, up with all of your cruisers and your destroyers and everything if you can hit the shots. Um, I would argue I didn't really hit the shots early on. I should have been able to really chunk down two of those cruisers, but you know, you're not going to learn how to hit those shots unless you are in position to take them and try to learn from it. So, a learning opportunity and working at it trying to get better. So, gonna go ahead cut this one off. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. Hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.